Imagine standing shoulder to shoulder in a long line, the air thick with the acrid smell of gunpowder. In front of you, an opposing army does the same. This was the terrifying reality of line infantry warfare, the dominant tactic from the 17th to the 19th centuries. Today, let's march back in time and explore the world through smoke and musket fire. Why on earth would soldiers stand in neat rows, making themselves easy targets? It seems crazy, right? But back then, it was the most effective way to fight. The weapon of the day was the smoothbore musket. These weren't the precise rifles we have today. They were notoriously inaccurate. Hitting a single person beyond 50 yards was mostly luck. But if you have 100 men or 1,000 all firing at once into a large, packed group of enemy soldiers, you don't need to be a sharpshooter. You just need to point in the general direction and fire. This wall of lead, called a volley, was devastating. The goal wasn't to pick off individuals, but to shatter the enemy's formation with a massive, concentrated blow. The key to this entire system was discipline. Soldiers trained for countless hours, not just to shoot, but to march in perfect unison, to reload their muskets in under 20 seconds, and most importantly, to stand firm while their comrades fell around them. The reload process itself was a complex dance of at least 12 separate steps. Tear the cartridge with your teeth, pour the powder, ram the ball, and present your weapon. Now imagine doing that while cannonballs whistle past your head and the man next to you suddenly collapses. It took incredible bravery and a level of drill that turned men into parts of a single, massive machine. The battlefield was pure chaos. The iconic red coats of the British Army weren't just for show. They helped officers distinguish their own troops through the dense clouds of white smoke that quickly blanketed the field after the first volley. You could barely see. The noise was deafening. A constant roar of musketry and cannons, punctuated by the screams of the wounded. Officers on horseback would ride behind the lines, shouting orders, trying to maintain cohesion. Drummers beat out commands that were impossible to hear over the din. But the rhythm told the soldiers when to advance, when to fire, and when to fix bayonets. And the bayonet was the terrifying conclusion to many of these encounters. After exchanging volleys and weakening the enemy line, the order would come to charge. This was the moment of truth. A mass of men with long steel blades fixed to their muskets would run headlong into the enemy. It was brutal, close-quarters combat that often decided the battle. The side whose nerve broke first, whose line shattered and ran, would be the loser. Victory wasn't just about firepower. It was about which army had the stronger will to stand and fight. From the fields of Lexington to the plains of Waterloo, this was how empires were won and lost. It was a brutal, terrifying, yet strangely elegant form of warfare that relied on courage, discipline, and the cold arithmetic of massed firepower. The next time you see a historical film with soldiers in bright uniforms marching in straight lines, you'll know it wasn't a mistake. It was a deadly, calculated strategy. Thanks for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this interesting, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more dives into history. See you next time.